Welcome back to the Art of Aging podcast, produced right here at Montgomery Place, where we celebrate life, honor legacy, and build a community where residents thrive at every stage of life. Today's episode is entitled The Artist Within Us. We are honored to welcome Lois Baron. Lois is a gifted and accomplished artist whose work has been featured in galleries and exhibits across the country, including major art markets. Most recently, Lois showcased here in Chicago at Compound Yellow. This year, Lois will celebrate her 91st birthday, and her story is one of creativity, curiosity, resilience, and a lifelong passion for the arts.
The Art of Aging is hosted by Mark Millay, President and CEO, Montgomery Place, and sponsored by Trinity Rehab, Unidyne, Life Care at Home, and Plant Moran.
Well, welcome back to Season 2 of the Art of Aging podcast. For our Season 1 viewers, you may have noticed we updated our studio from Season 1. We are here at Montgomery Place on the 10th floor in one of our 2-bedroom apartments overlooking the lake, which is a beautiful view. So, Lois, let's just start at the beginning. What is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, I happen to know what that is. I remember lying in a crib.
Wow.
And the crib had a siding of it that was woven. It was, made of reed or something like that. And I just remember looking at it and putting my fingers in the holes. I must have been a baby.
You must have been. So when and where did you first discover your love for art?
I was always drawing and coloring and painting and stuff. And when I actually decided that I wanted to be an artist, it was in 1948, after World War II. The Monuments Men had rescued all of these paintings that had been looted and so on. A show of that work was here at the Art Institute. For some reason, my mother took me, I think because I was always drawing and painting and stuff. And anyway, we went to that, and I was just floored by how amazing the work was.
Yeah.
I don't know what I understood about it, but I thought it was wonderful. And I guess I had pretty good taste because it was wonderful, really, in retrospect, too. It had some of the great European paintings, mostly, a lot of Northern Renaissance, particularly, but they also had earlier work.
Sure.
I didn't know until much later that I had actually seen that work here in Chicago in 1948, but I had a catalog that I kept. And so later on, when I was already an artist, I looked at the cover, and I saw that in some situation that I knew that it was the work from the looted paintings.
So I did arts and crafts as a little boy, and my mom would put them on the refrigerator.
Oh, yes.
But I knew I wasn't talented. When did you realize that you really, really were talented as an artist?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer because one always thinks that you're not good enough. I mean, at least
Sure.
I need to be better. But when people began to notice that my work was better than other people's, and perhaps when I really knew that I had something special, was my first 2 years of college were at Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
And I majored in fine arts. I think it was a design course or something like that. And they gave us pieces of colored paper. Our homework was to just make some kind of collage with this. And so I did. And then when we got to the class to show our work, we were asked to put it up on the wall. And then, the teacher walked around and looked at everything and said, now this person has a very sophisticated color knowledge or something like that. And I had never even heard of what that was. And so that was when I thought, oh my God, because I hadn't learned anything about color. I just had it.
So did you dabble in other forms of art and I mean, you're a beautiful painter. What other forms of art did you experience or, kind of explore before really settling on painting?
If you want to graduate, you have to take certain things. So I had to take jewelry making and sculpture using, a hammer and chisel
Yeah.
on stone and soldering to make jewelry and
Yeah.
stuff. I was very bad at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Do you recall the first piece of art that you sold, and what was that feeling like?
It was the first show that I was ever in. I mean, the first professional
Hmm.
show in New York. It was a new talent show at Poindexter Gallery, which no longer exists. But in any case, I sold 2 paintings, and I thought, well, my God, I made it, But there's a lot more to making it.
Sure.
That was a great feeling. It was marvelous.
There's got to be something when someone sees something that you've done and feel the value enough to say, "Let me give you money for that." That's
Yes,
really good. Yeah,
me.
yes, that's really got to be an incredible feeling
It
too.
is.
Where did your passion and inspiration come from, just to continue?
It's more like a need, I suppose, because it's just wanting to do that, just wanting to do it.
Yeah,
What art comes from, I mean, I think it's sort of a natural thing that human beings have. I think it comes from loss of some kind because you wouldn't do anything if you thought everything were perfect. Processing whatever you see or hear or feel and somehow changing it in some way and putting it into the world in a better way.
yeah, yeah. So you have several beautiful things displayed around Montgomery Place here.
Mhm.
But one of the things I was most impressed with was when you were telling me about the cutouts that
Yes.
you do. So tell me about that. Where did that idea come from? And that was pretty unique. And how did you get started with that?
The specific memory of when I had that idea is my husband and I were painting the loft that we lived in. And I was sitting on the floor, resting, and looking at a paint can and with a brush on top of it. And I just painted it. And then I thought, it would look better if it wasn't contained in this artificial space. But if I just took it out and put it on the wall, it just seemed that it would be bigger and more active in some way.
Well, it sounds like you've always been very busy. In fact, you just recently had an art show
Yes,
here in Chicago.
yes.
So I don't know. Can you recall like the number of art shows that you've had, or what was your favorite art show that you participated in?
The show that I liked best was an invitational in 1977, an artist-run gallery in New York City called 55 Mercer. It's an enormous, enormous space. It's 2 huge lofts
Yes,
that are together. And there were 3 other women artists who I knew. We all got a lot of reviews out
sure.
of that.
I'm sure.
And it was really a nice show.
Yeah.
And we had all, by that time, people were aware of us
Yes.
in the art world.
As you reflect back on your life and your career, how has art just shaped your aging journey?
Being able to make art is a very gives me, and I suppose anybody who does it, a terrific feeling of agency. You can make that.
Hmm.
Knowing about art enriches one's life. I think it is a source of strength that one can feel. Maybe people who play instruments feel that too.
Uh-huh.
You have something you can do.
So what keeps you inspired to continue to create today?
Things that I see, like what I was looking at this morning. I even had ideas, well, how could I do this? It's that. I mean, you see something and you want to do something with it.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a young artist who is starting out today?
It's a hard way to make a living. It's just very rich. And I mean, it makes you feel when you are totally concentrated and you're working and you forget everything else around you, but you're just focusing on what you're doing and you know that you can do it and you're doing it. That is eternity. And I think that people need something to do in their lives. It makes them feel worthwhile. You can do that at any level too.
I really appreciate your artwork and, just have you allowed, us at Montgomery Place to see it, how you have it displayed and, and your art show and you're still, active with that. You're one of our editors for The Messenger. And so you're writing and, your talent, you just continue to use it and showcase it here at Montgomery Place, which is just really incredible. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And that actually being on The Messenger, I'm just working on closing, putting it to bed pretty soon.
Your
And
deadline.
that is something I love doing. And also working on the films committee.
Yes, yes.
And we need new people who will contribute, because we need people who have followed movies all their lives, but who are still, at least if they don't go to the movies, they're reading up.
Yes. Well, Lois, we're going to move into the next section of
Okay.
our podcast, which is called the MP3. So the Montgomery Place 3 questions. And we ask all of our guests that participate on our podcast these same questions. So our MP3 today is sponsored by...
The Art of Aging is made possible in part by Trinity Rehab. Trinity Rehab provides more than exceptional therapy services. They're dedicated to helping people recover, regain independence, and return to the activities they enjoy. Montgomery Place is grateful for the compassionate care and expertise they bring to its residents.
So are you ready? First question.
Yeah.
If you could go back and give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Follow your dream and be assertive.
Very good. Good advice. So what lesson has taken you a lifetime to learn?
To be patient.
I'm still working on that one. That's a good one. Driving in Chicago traffic, definitely. And to be patient with our weather. So it was, like you said, every 15 minutes, the view of the lake changes. So last question. What is the one thing that still brings you joy today in your life, that brings you the most joy in your life today? What's that one thing?
That is hard to answer, because there are many things that bring me joy. And one of the things is eating dinner with friends here at Montgomery Place, but also thinking about paintings that I might make,
Mm-hmm.
just knowing other people and having friendships, of course,
Yes.
it is very important.
Well, Lois, thank you for sharing your story, your wisdom, and your incredible artistic journey with us today. You are truly creative and an inspiration to all of us here at Montgomery Place.
Thank you.
We have a couple parting gifts, though, for you for being a guest with us today.
Oh,
so,
boy.
So our gifts are provided by Clarence Davis, who is an award-winning landscape company who, as you know, takes care of our gardens here at
and
Montgomery
they do a
Place.
good job.
They do.
And so-
They do. So they are. So it's a nice, cup to put a cold or hot beverage in, and then of course a very stylish jacket to keep you warm on a cool
I will
morning.
wear that for sure.
So thank you again for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thanks again to our sponsors, Trinity Rehab, Unidyne, Life Care at Home, and Plant Moran. Until next time, keep living fully, keep aging artfully, and keep sharing those stories that matter most. Thanks for watching and listening. We will see you next time on The Art of Aging. The Art of Aging podcast is produced by Montgomery Place. For more information, visit montgomeryplace.org.